Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer hopping in here to do a quick intro. This is episode 10 of season 4. If the last episode had you on the edge of your seat, wait till you hear the end of this one. Crazy, let me tell you. As we are about to end the season, please send us in your burning questions that you've had about this season. We'd love to answer what questions you've had and what you're wondering about. I've had a couple of questions cooking up in the old nog, and I can't wait to get some answers. You can send them in to us through Discord, email at rolepg13@gmail.com, or any of our social media accounts including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We're also gearing up for Season 5, which is going to be freaking awesome, as well as our mini-series in between seasons. We look forward to having Ty GM our Season 5 episodes, as well as some awesome surprises that are going to come on during Season 5. If you like Warhammer 40k or know anybody who does, I am positive that you will really enjoy this season as we jump into Wrath and Glory. Please rate us wherever you get your podcasts and tell others about the show. If you want to join the awesome bands of patrons, find us on Patreon. To Jules and Brad, you are the gills to our fish lives. Without you, we'd be drowning. Finally, thank you so much to the musicians who provided music for this episode. I couldn't find much music that really matched the intensity of this episode or the feel, so in the end I only used a couple of songs. But anyways, thank you so much to Density and Time. You were the heroes that provided all the music in this episode. Anyway, let's get to the episode.
Showtime.
Anyway, but yeah, welcome everyone to this makes episode 10 of Corporea in season 4 of the Role Playing Guys, does it not?
What technically should have been the finale.
What do you mean should have been? I mean, yeah, I planned about 10 episodes, but some shenanigans recently happened that I did not plan for, but don't worry, it will quickly go into the finale soon enough.
You didn't expect Britta to be captured?
I honestly did not. I did not expect Britta. Well, I expected her to be captured after she stayed behind. I did not expect her to stay behind.
She's captured the hearts of many, but she's never been captured before. I
thought Scotty would be the one behind.
Plot twist. It's not me.
I had to keep the ending of who would have thought somebody would go to jail and it wouldn't be Scotty.
Right?
It's true, though.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I am Nick, the GM for this season. With me is Rebecca playing Elle.
Hey guys.
Spencer playing Robert.
Hello.
Tyler playing Scotty.
That's me.
And Brianna playing Britta, or perhaps the newest drone of Bastion. Who knows? Anyway, before we get into the recap, I do want to make a quick note here. Thank you, Mark Plemons and Bravo Mark Press, for commenting on our tweets about our episodes. It's really cool to hear that you're listening to this season. Anyway, he clarified the pronunciation of the spider lady. So it's spelled Phage. It's phage, like page, like pages in a book, but with an F in the beginning. So phage, not fag, not phagey. It's phage. So anyway,
flaggy,
not fagi.
Shut up. Tyler, give us a recap, please.
No, I think this is a really important thing that we need to talk about. All right.
Shut up, bye.
Shut up, bye. So last week, we started right at the alarm blaring and all of us just standing there with our pants dropped down, basically.
That was Scotty.
Really,
if anybody had their pants dropped, it was Scotty.
So basically, the Bastion agents came in to arrest us. Luckily, not Martin. Why am I saying Martin? Luckily, Robert was able to distract them with smoke bombs and grenades, and we fought them. And the spider lady got out of her cage, webbed up Britta, burned her face with acid, and Scotty basically busted the glass with not Martin. Why do I keep saying Martin? With Robert. And Robert deactivated it. We got my parents out. All of us got out except for Britta because she wanted to stay behind to kill the basic beep. Beep. There's a lot of beeps this last episode. And so we got the Grail to Arthur. And Lancelot gave the drink to him, and he awoke. And that's pretty much where we are.
All right. And so, yeah. I would like to, if the rest of the players don't mind, I'd like to spend the first little bit of this episode with, Britta being captured by Jeremy Lee himself. We ended right when, like Tyler said, pretty much everyone got out except Britta. Britta wanted to stay behind for goodness knows why. Well, we know why, but why? And because she stayed behind, Jeremy Lee, who was, he was called over, and he basically cuffed Britta and took her over to his office. So, let's start with that, shall we? Jeremy Lee, or Mordred, brings Britta over to his now familiar office. He has her sit down, and he closes the door. And he says, "All right, Britta, what are we going to do with you? It's a rather egregious predicament you find yourself in, is it not?"
What are you gonna do with me? I'm probably like the coolest person you've ever had in this building, and you don't know what to do with me. I'm shocked.
Well, it's not so much that. I don't give a darn about your celebrity or whatever, the fact that you're a celebrity or whatever. I work in security. Why should I care? Actually, normally I would care because celebrities need a lot of security, but this is kind of the opposite problem now, isn't it? You're kind of the security threat at this point. In any case, so there are a few options I'm considering here. Number one, I let you go, and you get to go back to your fans on the condition, however, that you lead me directly to the office of Mr. CEO of Lance Martin, or Lancelot, and I get whatever you stole back.
You already know where we are on Flugel maps. That's the stupidest demand. This is why you're not in management, Jeremy.
I do not have the clearance to get into there, but you do, apparently. And so with the condition that all human and inhuman resources that were taken that day are returned back to Omnicorp.
No, because those didn't belong to you in the first place.
I have documentation that proves otherwise, Miss Britta.
Okay.
Now that is one option. That is one option.
Yeah, okay, let's get to that option.
Okay, let's get to another option. You are employed as a drone to Omnicorp. Instead of your current job, which clearly paid a lot, you will be given, room and board. You will stay here in Omnicorp for, we'll have to figure out the exact length of your sentence in a little bit. But you can simply do that.
Okay, wait. And you have me in your office right now offering me a job that's far below my connections and abilities? Are you for real?
Maybe you should have thought of that before you broke into Bastion Labs.
It's like you have a potato sitting in front of you, and you're like, oh, I'm going to take this potato and throw it out in the freaking garden to grow more potatoes, when you could just use me, to make a beautiful French fry. Okay, you're not utilizing my potential here, Jeremy. Okay?
I don't
shut up.
Care about your potential. I care about you answering your sentence to Omnicorp.
What I'm saying is I have something much better to offer than servitude to your company. Let me talk to Mordred.
I'm sorry. Talk to Mordred.
Yeah, the CEO.
The CEO?
Yeah.
I'm the leader of Bastion. What are you talking about?
You don't know?
You threw around the name Mordred, and I know very well who and where he is.
Mm-hmm. And look, you're an indentured servant. It's clear you're not the leader, or else you'd be a free man, okay?
Do I really need to get this far? Are you trying to get something out of? Are you trying to get something out of me? Are you trying to gather information? Listen, tell me what you have. Tell me your counteroffer, please.
All right, and it is so much better than anything you could come up with, okay?
I'm sure.
Oh, yes. All right, you know Bastion's, like, awful in the public light, you know? You know this. Like, you, like, straight up kicked an orphan and squirted, like, one employee squirted lemonade, or lemon, it wasn't sweetened, into Puppy Dog's eyes, like, on camera, okay? Like, no one likes Bastion. It's like, oh, I shouldn't reference real references. It's just horrible. And I can change that. I can make Bastion a wonderful company to the public light, which is far more beneficial to you in the long run than me working for you. Like what? Doing paperwork? Filling out TARs, time request forms?
How would that make us more efficient? How would that make us more effective in what we do?
It'd make you not suck as a business. Right now, the way it's going, no one is going to let Bastion work for them. You guys are seen as brutes, all-out murderers. No one is going to hire you at this rate. And if I turn that image around, it will save the company, literally.
I want Britta to roll wit influence.
All right, that's 16.
Jeremy/Mordred kind of sits back and he seems to actually be thinking about what Britta says, and then he leans back ahead and says, all right, I see your point. And, well, I can certainly appreciate the value of your counteroffer. However, that doesn't really answer the fact that, well, your current coworkers have broken into, well, private property and stole property from Bastion and Omnicore. So what are we going to do about that?
Well, what can you do once your company no longer exists? I'm giving you a chance to get back in the long run. To survive as a company. So you can get back at them.
You're threatening to end Bastion. Do you know how many activists, how many social justice warriors, how many radicals have tried to bring down Omnicore and the Blackguard and Bastion and failed? We are too big to fail. And I have several decades of experience to back that up, might I add. Not only experience, but data and footage. I don't really think there's anything you can do, no matter how famous you are, to bring down Bastion.
Oh, I won't do anything. And if I don't do anything, then Bastion will fall.
We're not on the decline.
Have you seen your public ratings? Have you looked at it at all?
Public ratings do not equal public ratings do.
You are half a star.
Public ratings are not important for security companies. Public ratings may be down, but corporate ratings are off the charts.
Well, that's my deal, because I'm not going to become a servant. I can improve a lot of things for Bastion, and you're not letting me do that.
Why improve what already works?
It doesn't work, you old fart.
Oh, man.
Got him.
You got him. Got him. Listen, you're turning the argument towards the public image of Bastion. Are you saying that you will do all this work for us, hoping that we will forgive everything that you and Valiant has done against us just now?
Who said anything about forgiveness? Okay, that's your beef with the company I work for. So, okay, if you want to get back at us, sure, but I'm not the one in the right place to give you those tools, okay? I'm just saying I'm prolonging your chance to get the tools you need to break back into my company and take back what was taken. I'm trying to level the field here. And you're not working with me. Come on, Jeremy.
There is a lot of truth to what you say regarding how the public sees us, and you do have a lot of influence. That is true. Forgive me for being a bit annoyed at recent events, but I suppose I can play the long game here. All right. Very well. So you will agree to use your image in support of Bastion, yes?
Yes, I will.
And what do you wish in return?
I just wish not to be a stupid indentured servant filling out little paperworks and all that crap. I hate cubicle life.
Well, we don't only have cubicle life here, but I wouldn't want to split hairs.
Do you see me being a good field agent?
It's shared cubicles.
They're too small as well.
Probably cram 3 people if we tried harder.
3 people are crammed into a 4x4 space. We run on Windows
freedom,
Vista.
Oh, Chris.
So in exchange for your freedom, you are willing to do these things for us then?
Yes, I will arrange some service projects to improve Bastion's name, and I will spend time with Bastion employees, highlighting them, live streaming, like making you guys look great.
All right. Honestly.
And I get to share the stocks.
Now.
Wow.
Let's not be greedy. Let's not be greedy.
Yeah, you're being really greedy.
You're getting freedom. That's more than what I was ever afforded. Understand?
Oh, when you put it like that, I feel sad for you, like a sad little puppy. Okay.
I don't want
She pats Jeremy on the head.
Sympathy.
It's okay, poor fat man. It's okay.
He's not really that large.
No, he's pretty skinny.
In Hollywood.
Hollywood standards.
Very well. And again, I am hoping that this will be beneficial not just for you, but also for us. Again, in the longer term, I would like our assets back, all right? You will also tell your coworkers not to divulge certain secret information they may have uncovered there, all right?
We all want to forget about what happened.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have one more thing. I get to kill the spider lady. Okay?
You want to kill the phage?
Yes. That basic beep. Look at my face. I'd kill her.
Yes, I get that. I'm sure you would drown her in makeup or something. All right. Do you wish to engage her in single combat then?
I do.
Very well.
Single beeping combat.
I am happy to lay you down there. I will not interfere. Whatever happens. I am not held accountable for any of that. Is that clear?
That's clear.
All right. And then he said, well, whoever walks out alive. And he gets up and removes your handcuffs, and he takes you back down to where the phage is. She's still knocked out there.
Easy.
That's an easy fight right there.
But he takes out a taser and shocks her.
Jeez. Wake up, you.
Yeah.
I want to watch a fight.
I hope that deals 1 damage.
Aren't they stunned for a round?
Wouldn't be enough to deal a wound. Let's get back to this later if you actually want to play this out.
No. It's been long enough with Britta.
I was gonna say let's.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, on a side note, Brianna, you were saying that you were hoping that I would play along, and I thought I was, but then you sent me a message saying this is not playing along. And I'm
this is arguing over, hey, I put everything out there that Britta's offering. She's offering to put them in the spotlight.
Well, okay. I apologize. I thought I was acting as Jeremy would, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, honestly, you did roll high on your influence check as well, so I think that is also more than enough reason to give that to you to some degree. So, sorry about that. Anyway, let's go to the rest of the crew who is going to, actually, I believe we had Arthur actually wake up last time, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. All right. Did the, let's see, 1, 2, there's 3 of you. Did the 3 of you want to stay there for a bit, or what?
We were ushered out of the room at the end of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that we would be in the room. Lance stayed in the room. It was just us 3 outside with Vivian.
Well, Arthur wanted to talk to Lance individually, so that was what.
Yeah, Arthur did want to talk to Lance for a little bit. So a few minutes have passed by. You 3 are outside with Vivian, and Vivian is getting back up to speed with what happened. And she said, "So you're telling me that Britta is now under custody of Bastion, of Mordred, no less?"
Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
You nailed it. That is, I think that's word for word what Scotty said.
Everyone thought it was going to be me in jail, but no.
Yeah, I remember we were taking bets on who was going to be it. I think Merlin actually predicted Britta, which, I mean, that was surprising, but, he's an AI, so it kind of makes sense that he would get it, but...
That is
He'd
true.
have Britta's medical history and psychotic diagnosis down.
That's true.
I will admit, seeing such a prediction did surprise me as well. So, perhaps we can convene in Lance Martin's office and discuss our next step regarding this problem, I suppose.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Are we going to go back and save Britta, or are we just going to let her, rot there at Bastion?
Let's discuss this in Lance in the CEO's office. I have some resources there.
What kind of resources are we talking? Do you have a pamphlet on this, like how to find a Britta after it's been taken?
So Vivian led all of you back to Lance's office. She said, "Okay, so all right,
everyone, grab your pamphlets about saving Britta."
Gosh, this is a lot more comprehensive than I expected. 18 pages? Wow.
You also get a paid time off if you save her.
You guys do think of everything.
They're all gonna save me.
One for Scotty's a lot shorter. It's pretty much, he asked for it and had it coming. Are any of us surprised?
Leave him.
If you ever experience this again, leave
cut your losses.
Scotty.
Vivian, Vivian suggests, maybe we should just give Jeremy Lee a call, unless anyone has a better suggestion.
Well, I was thinking we just declare all out war on them and just attack their base.
Let's try to avoid that because there could be a lot more collateral damage than we would want for that.
Like what?
Well, that's lame.
I mean, as a last resort, certainly, but I don't think it needs to come to that. And corporations are all about settlements.
It's a good plan, eh?
Well, you did say the world was going to get destroyed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
We don't want more enemies than are already coming to us.
We could help with that. We kill these enemies first, and then when the other enemies come, we have less.
Exactly. That is
Vivian,
so smart,
this
Robert.
makes sense.
It makes total sense.
On the surface, yes, but what you don't understand is that... So, there is the overall war between order and chaos, correct? Morgan Le Fay, the Flux, all these things, that's chaos, correct? It is law, order, corporations. That is what is the opposite of chaos. That is what is being thrown up a bit because of the Flux, all right? Honestly, in a way, Omnicorps is on the side of order. So,
I guess like military order. Like a dictatorship order, yeah, I mean, definitely they are on that side.
I think it's easier to say that they're anti-chaos.
That is true, yes.
That I could see.
They may
not.
We
no
may not
free
see
thinking. I think I remember seeing that as like one of their slogans. When you go up in there, it has it.
Omnicorps may be a giant corporation, but they are not big enough to take over everything. There are enough mega corporations like Valiant and Wildfire and Formosa and many others that still make, general government competitive. Anyway, I will start by calling Jeremy Lee, see exactly what's happening, what's going on, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Again, can we stay? Will you put him on speaker?
Yeah, of course I can do that.
Oh, thanks. He's a lot less scary when you're on the other side of the phone and you don't have to look him in his eyes. He's kind of got a lazy left eye. It kind of droops and, you don't know where it's looking.
Really? That's what Mordred had as well.
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable.
Maybe, I'd like to think that's one of the main reasons people didn't like Mordred back in the day.
And he smells like poopy diapers.
Anyway,
Oh, wait, maybe that's me. I smell myself.
Like you weren't even there. You're not even a reincarnated character.
Vivian has Merlin contact Jeremy Lee on speakerphone, and Jeremy Lee answers, "Yeah, what is it?"
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy, you son of a gun.
Oh, these fools.
Al, say hi. Al's here too.
I'm sure she is. Is Mr. Martin there as well? No, I'm afraid he's not, sir. We believe Britta is there, though. Yes, Britta is here, indeed. Indeed.
Britta, if you're here, wave.
Looks like the apple wore off.
Yeah, Britta's here.
Yeah, that sounds like Britta. That's not an imposter at all.
All right, what do you idiots want?
Yeah, what do you idiots want? Oh my gosh, like you can't leave me alone for like a day. I love you guys.
If you're worried about
Missed
Britta,
you.
don't be. She will not be a drone of Omnicore. She and I have come to an agreement. She will bolster the image of Bastion. And may I add one other caveat, by the way, just to kind of seal the deal, if you don't mind, Britta. I'm sure you won't. In your publicity about Bastion, you should also speak against Valiant for the shady corporate tactics that they employ.
You think it can pull a Britta on Britta?
Yes, I do.
I will
actually.
rat on both of the corporations.
You are buying your freedom with making Bastion look better than Valiant.
I'm gonna rat on both of them, but only slightly more on Valiant.
If we are not pleased with the message you are sending about us, then I can change the terms. Just saying. But if you're worried about Britta's safety, you needn't be, at least for now. If any harm comes to her, it will be all her fault. Trust me.
Well, that sounds about accurate.
Right?
Well, it was pretty stupid of her not to run.
Of course.
Don't worry, guys. I killed that basic
Beep!
like
Did
I
you
said
really?
I would.
I bet you didn't.
Wow. No. I thought this was like a time skip where, we like montaged over.
Well,
me
we
killing
can
this.
certainly montage, but if we do that, then we'll need to kind of we'll need to come up with some sort of expedited combat for that, because it's not entirely clear whether or not Britta would actually beat the Phage on her own.
It makes sense.
Should just leave it as a gray area, and no one knows if she's telling the truth or not.
Ooh. Ooh.
Including us.
Including Britta.
How about this?
I would just
Yeah.
say she does it with her undying hatred of getting her face burned off.
I'll tell you what.
Like
let's do
she's
this.
screaming, stabbing her covered in blood and still stabbing like a psychotic beep.
While on the phone call.
Let's do this. To expedite combat, let us do contested. So how is Britta normally fighting?
Shooting and then stabbing.
Okay, so let's do 2 contested
With the
deafness
shift she
athletics.
made on the way to the basement.
So let's do two contested deafness athletics, and then 1 contested strength fisticuffs.
Contested. What's contested mean?
Like
Means
you're gonna
you
roll
will-
against each other.
Oh.
You will roll,
Mhm.
and I will roll, and whoever gets higher wins it. Best 2 out of 3.
Well, okay, so this is in fisticuffs.
No, we're doing 2 deafness athletics first
All right.
to represent the projectiles and everything.
All right, 16.
All right, you won the first one. Let's do another one.
13.
13.
Yeah,
12.
13.
13. 13.
Yeah. You actually tied on this one.
Oh, that by default she wins.
No. So now
We
let's
hold
do
each other back,
2 strength fisticuffs now to compensate for the tie. All right?
It's always strength with you, Nick. It's always strength.
Is it?
It's 10.
Okay, she got a 17. So it's 1 and 1.
You better use some of your freaking flux points.
Flux points. How many flux points do I have?
9.
I'm using flux points. I'm using 2 flux points.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna kill her.
I'll say that's enough points to give you an additional dice in this particular dangerous scenario.
Just 1, Nick. Oh, wow.
You're lucky. You got
I'm
it.
very.
Say,
Oh my gosh. This is the best
Oh, did you
flux.
get another 6?
No, I almost did, but it hit the side.
All right, so that's 16 plus 17.
You get to add another dice because the flux point.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. All right, 20.
You're very lucky because she also rolled 17.
Oh,
So
nice.
all right.
Nice.
So, Britta, Brianna, I'm allowing you to describe what happens between you and the phage. This hotly contested battle.
All right. Okay, this is how it goes. They enter the dungeon, or the cell block, and Britta makes the first draw after this phage is stunned. She wakes up. Britta shoots her in the arm. The phage, roars and lunges for her, and they hold each other back, hissing. And then Britta tosses away her gun and, pulls out, she pulls off her high heel and just starts stabbing her. And she gets lucky and stabs her in the eyeball, so she falls down, and Britta just keeps stabbing and screaming and stabbing and screaming. And, they, watch this on the surveillance cam feed, and all of them just, lose their lunches because it's brutal. She keeps stabbing until it's pulp.
Oh, my goodness.
End scene.
Nick almost lost his lunch there.
Jeremy
That was
is
intense.
extremely impressed. He said, wow, not many can hold their own against a cryptid of this caliber. This is this particular cryptid is threat level 3, which is serious. So, well done.
Threat level midnight.
Maybe you would be.
At the level
Maybe you should consider actually joining the ranks of Bastion, perhaps after
No.
you do your.
I need my meds. But it's not Britta without her meds. Or Snickers.
Oh, man.
Side note, Britta hasn't had a Snickers bar in 2 days.
That explains
I haven't
so
had
much.
a Snickers bar in a month. How's that a problem?
Whoa.
That explains
we're
so much,
worried.
Nick.
Anyway, Vivian is also just kind of surprised and said, okay, well,
Did they
So-
watch that too?
yeah, they did.
Nice.
Is there just silence? There's just silence.
Wow.
Terrified silence.
Britta's so much crazier than I thought.
So hot.
So hot.
Man. All right.
Sorry, let's focus.
Okay,
Guys.
this has been too much about Britta.
Yeah, this is the Britta episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Britta was left behind and all that stuff, so it makes sense that we'd have to kind of resolve that.
True,
And,
true.
Vivian asked Jeremy, okay, so it sounds like you have some sort of a settlement, and if Britta agrees to your terms, and if we agree that she will do what you're asking, are you satisfied with returning her to us in Team Corpori A? And Jeremy says, are you sure you would want her in Team Corpori A when she's going to, if she's going to kind of
Bash them.
bash you and not bash Bastion anymore? She may be an agent for you, but she is now, to buy her freedom, a social agent for us. How do you all feel about that? And he's asking the group in general.
Hey, this goblet, this holy goblet is real tasty.
You don't even have it.
It's
I don't see it.
so oh wait, we're on a video chat?
Idiot.
Why wouldn't you be?
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you can
Yeah,
see
you watched
them,
me
then they
pound
can
this
see you.
spider into mesh.
Wait, what'd I do?
If you can see them, then they can see you.
Oh, okay. Wait, never mind then. Oh, you got me, Jeremy.
You still have the Holy Grail and a couple other artifacts, might I add. And not only that, but one of our artifacts has been damaged.
Oh, I don't know about that. Who knows anything about damage?
We have... whatever. I have a guess as to why you would ask for you would try to get the Holy Grail specifically, by the way. Part of the reason I'm being so generous here, and not just locking up Britta as a drone outright, is, well, I'm guessing my father is involved over there somewhere, isn't he?
Lance is your dad?
No,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well,
Not
Lance
daddy
is the
issues.
CEO, so Lance,
Not Lance
he's
Lance.
been quite involved. He is heavily involved here.
No, you know
Honestly,
who I'm
don't
talking
you two
about.
read?
Nope.
I thought I already said I don't read. Well, I didn't read this.
King,
Arthur. He
Arthur.
means Arthur.
yes.
Oh.
No, he's not here.
How did you survive the streets, Scotty?
How did you survive the streets, Scotty?
If you're that bad of a
Your
liar.
parents were barely alive when we found them.
Hey, guess what? I got my parents out, so suck
Yeah,
it.
we still need to talk about that.
No, we don't, because I'm leaving.
The connection is really bad. I can't hear you.
I just started making that sound.
Stop treating this like it's the early 21st century, idiot.
I can't hear
You should just give up. That's what I've
Spit on the
done.
first queen.
Just give up. It's not worth it. You'll lose.
All
My
right, well,
stupidity far surpasses you.
I expect a little chat with either Lancelot or my father sometime soon. I'm assuming my father will probably be involved in Valiant or whatever, somehow. I'm gonna have a talk with them, try to deal with the corporate issues of this. Consider yourselves lucky. I will let
Jeremy.
Britta go. And yes, what is it?
You're pretty full of yourself if you think that everything in this world revolves around you and your family, don't you think? I mean, that just seems kind of like an arrogant way to go about life.
You're saying that everything about the Flux does not revolve around me, my father, and my crazy aunt?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Vivian whispers to Robert, "You do know he's talking about King Arthur and Morgan Le Fay, right?"
Those names really don't mean anything to me. I am not gonna lie, Vivian.
I told you about the prophecy, like, practically yesterday.
That was a long time ago. A lot has happened since then, let me tell you.
Alright. Well, I'm glad things are, I guess, settled for now. I'm not too happy about the whole thing with Britta being your social media banner, but I suppose if that's what you're willing to do to prevent her from being a drone into Omnicore, I suppose that will do. Will that be all, Jeremy? Yeah, I think that will be all.
Bye, Jeremy. Bye, Britta.
Hey,
When-
huzzah,
when will-
Jeremy.
When will we get to hang out with Britta again? Will she be, released?
She will be released, don't worry. Oh, yeah, you know what? Hold that thought, Robert. You know what? Yeah, bye. And before he hangs up, you hear him talking to somebody. He's like, "You didn't do the thing! Why? Do the thing! I told you! Yesterday's yesterday!" And it shuts off. I had to. Anyway, Britta is pretty much released. She can, go back to Valiant if she wishes.
She takes a personal valet, or she rents a Ferrari and she speeds right over. She's there in 10 minutes.
She buys a Ferrari
She buys one.
and then crashes it.
Buy some Maserghini.
She's like, can I use one of the company cars for Bastion? Pretty please. Pretty please. She pays the boy 100 for tips.
I have 20
Crashes it.
Lamborghinis in my Lamborghini account.
100 Lamborghinis.
Gotti.
And 7 other Hollywood Hills in my Hollywood Hills
Hills.
account.
And then I'll meet her outside "Whoa, look who it is, the little prison inmate herself who got captured by Bastion."
Do you have any wipes? I'm still covered in goop, and she's covered in blood and spider gook.
I don't know. Elle usually has wipies and hand sanitizer in her backpack. So
Oh my gosh, Scotty, you're so nice. And she wipes her face in his shirt.
Oh, I do that too.
I didn't know you were such a good friend.
What does Scotty do when he sees her pull away and sees her new face?
Holy
Post acid.
Oh, wait, is this really Britta?
What?
Oh, uh-oh.
What?
Nothing. You should probably just look in the mirror.
You're a caveman. Okay, I wiped off my makeup and oh my gosh, you're so mean.
Oh.
She runs off. She runs into the building. She doesn't know. She forgot about the acid face.
Well, Robert, I think it's that time of the month.
Robert is not down there for that. I'm not even touching that.
When you all reconvene in Lance Martin's office, you actually see several other people who are there. You see Lance Martin, Arthur, and you also see Gwen there.
Oh, boy.
As well as Vivian.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, boy.
What does Elle do? I
mean,
think
she
that's
probably didn't do
what
anything.
we're all excited about. What's Elle's reaction going in here?
Gwen has so Lancelot is sitting on his not armchair, his wheelchair, and Gwen Wright has a hand on his shoulder. It actually looks like both Arthur and Gwen are they have traditional archaic armor on. Gwen is standing between Lancelot and Arthur. Gwen has her arm around Arthur's waist, but also kind of secretly has her hand on Lancelot's shoulder.
Shut up.
Oh, day.
Arthur doesn't seem to notice this.
But Lance does.
Anyway, and Vivian is there as well as, of course, as always, Merlin, the AI.
Al, quick question. So, I'm not going to say this too loud because I don't want them to hear. So, is Arthur and Gwen, are they siblings? Why is her arm around him?
No. Gwen was the queen of Camelot. Arthur's queen.
Oh, so she did the dirty with Lance and that's why it got all angry.
We'll go with that. Sure. Essentially.
Spicy.
Wait, so what did you do? Didn't you like Lance?
We can talk about it later.
Why didn't you just pounce on that when you had the chance, huh?
We'll talk about it later, Scotty. Talk about it later.
Well,
Anyway,
it looks like you have an opportunity, right, Robert?
So when all of you walk in, Lance looks up at King Arthur, and Gwen does the same thing. And Gwen takes her hand off of Lance's shoulder and kind of holds on to Arthur's arm. And Arthur looks at all of you. He looks a lot better now. He still looks rather withered, but there's a lot more energy in his frame and in his eyes as well.
Robert bows deeply.
Arthur kind of raises his eyebrows at this and said, "Oh, I did not realize that royalty would still be recognized to such a degree here. Well, I thank you, Mr. Sir Roberts, was it?
Is Robert just tying his shoe and it looks like he's bowing?
Yes, your majesty, my liege, my lord.
I am not pleased. I may be King Arthur, but my kingdom, Camelot, has long been torn down by many things. However, I still hold my title of myself. My queen is here with me. My most trusted knights. Well, and that includes you as well. Sir Lancelot has filled me in on everything that has happened. I see that the time is nearly come. The time is at hand, even, for me, to act, to destroy the chaotic, fluctuating anomalies that Morgan Le Fay herself will surely try to bring to pass upon this world. He seems to still, falter a little bit, but again, he has the resolve is unmistakable. I will lead you. I will lead the charge into the final confrontation against my sister.
I'm sorry, sir, but are you going to have a walker or something? You're kind of old now.
Your concern is valid, Sir Roberts. However, I have strength enough for this final fight. Before Nimue and Merlin relay the details of where we shall go and what we shall do, do I have your support and your allegiance?
Of course.
You have my Excalibur.
Well,
Whoa.
and then Lance pipes up and says, he's referring to his firearms, sir, Your Majesty. We call some firearms Excaliburs. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. Your Excalibur and my Excalibur. Yes, certainly. And what about you, Sir Madigan? And you, Lady Britta? Excuse me, sorry. Isolde.
Of course, my liege.
Are you the guy who's supposed to give me a castle?
The King Arthur just kind of looks over at Lance, and Lance, he puts his hand up to his forehead like, oh, gosh.
Lance said that he'd give me a castle if I got the Grail, so I'm assuming since you're the new head honcho, you're the one that's going to be paying out.
Let us worry about the battle at hand first. For if we fail, there will be no castle to reward you with.
All right, so 2 castles then, since this is a new mission.
And then you can, like, the face that Lance is giving right now, like, just kind of rolling his eyes and everything, it just speaks something to the effect of, the only castles you're getting are chess pieces.
Good.
But yeah, you seem like a pretty chill dude, so I'll come with you. Plus,
Excellent.
You wouldn't be able to get anything done with just Robert and Britta.
Hey.
I
Where
have
are
the
you?
Lady of Shalott as well. I've heard about you. Thank you. Thank you all. Now, Lancelot has unfortunately not join us here. He says there are other matters that he needs to attend to, and in this bizarre and highly advanced world, I do not blame him.
Britta leans
So-
over to Scotty. Yeah, like deleting all his text messages to Gwen.
He's gonna roll into combat. Get that lance
I'm
ready.
just checking some
Oh
notes
my
here.
gosh. Lance is Lance.
Lance is Lance.
But yeah, so actually, so Arthur had stepped forward, kind of like a couple steps ahead to talk with all of you, and some of you notice that, so the more perceptive of you notice that as he talks about the fact that Lance will not be here, you see Guinevere again put her hand on Lance's shoulder, and Lance squeezes her hand, and then lets go, and then Guinevere steps away. Gwen steps away. But anyway,
You know what he gonna be doing.
Oh my god.
King Arthur says, "Excellent. I will now turn the time to our counselors, Merlin and Nimue, please." And Vivian, Nimue, steps up and said, "So, just as Arthur awoke, I had another vision and another migraine. I feel better now, thanks for asking.
Well,
This vision that I saw, well, more of a psychic flash in this case. There is an old cathedral has long been abandoned on the edges of the Utah megalopolis. Well, the edges of Utah megalopolis proper. There is some sort of ritual happening there, and even as we speak, the ritual is beginning, and a flux anomaly is happening. I don't know the exact nature of the anomaly. Maybe Merlin can elaborate further. And you see the face of Merlin on the screen, and he said, "Certainly, Nimue. The anomaly in question appears to be some sort of... it has the appearance of a large cosmic sphere with what can be described as crackling energy. Perhaps it is a portal, or perhaps it is a source of chaotic energy. Whatever the case may be, it has been building up for quite some time throughout the day, but has reached a plateau of power at this point. It seems that the initiates who are partaking in this ritual are either something is wrong with the ritual or they are waiting for something to happen. So it is highly advised that they are stopped before an explosion of chaotic energy ensues in the megalopolis." And Nimue continues, "This is the event that I believe, if we are not careful, will begin the chaotic revolution upon the world. I told you what I saw would happen if chaos were to win and order does not prevail. Morgan Le Fay is behind this. it is up to each of you, all of you together, to put a stop to this. So what you will do, you will each go, all of you together will go to this cathedral, and you will put a stop to this ritual by, and this is a very rare case where I will say, by any means necessary.
Oh,
Bastion
you
rules.
hear that, Scotty?
Bastion rules.
Do not call them Bastion rules, please.
Bastion
We are
bash.
above them. Anyway,
As a
any
Bastion
questions?
representative, it's totally chill with us.
Any questions, concerns, perhaps?
Have we sent our normal or standard operatives over there to investigate this first?
That is how we got, well, we had them investigate, but the doors were locked, and the amount of chaotic energy permeating from that area, let's just say it was so, the power levels were so dangerous that we did not want to risk any watch members. So that's why we're sending the best of the Night Watch, including King Arthur himself.
So is this like a Chernobyl incident where there's going to be like radiation and all that kind of stuff?
You all have very deep connections with the Flux, whether you've been awakened, or you manipulate the Flux directly, Scotty, or you witnessed and survived a lot of Flux events.
Or whether you
Or Robert.
You are all more than up for the task.
All right, let's go kick some tush then, huh? What do you think, Gil?
All right. And King Arthur steps forward, and he said, "This way, if you please. I have been told the location of our enemy, and presumably of my sister, my half-sister. Let us go." King Arthur leads the four of you towards the location. And it looks like an old and kind of dilapidated chapel. This is in a rougher but no less populated part of the megalopolis. You can see in the second story of the building, there is all the artificial lights are off, but you can see some sort of strange greenish, even purplish glow, and also some noises coming from. You hear the crackling that Merlin described up there. But you see very strong padlocks on the door.
Anyone know how to open these?
You use Tristan's bow. That's what.
Yeah, let me shoot this place up.
Or we can have El chop it.
Are we gonna go in, or are we gonna stand here?
King Arthur looks to each of you.
Arthur, do you know how to do this?
Well,
Have you seen anything like this?
Well, certainly, Pat. Let us use
You
our
don't.
strength
You
combined.
don't have to impress us. If you haven't seen it, you just say, "I haven't seen it," and we can move on. We can all work together and get through this. But we work.
Let
with
us use
honesty.
our combined strength to bash this door to the ground.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Strength.
Everybody make a strength valor check.
Valor.
Yeah, this is different, I know.
I got 12.
I
I have no valor.
just as bad as my strength.
That's a big 8.
14.
10.
All of you rolled pretty well high enough. You're all able to lend a decent amount of strength to just pretty much bash the door down. The main chapel area is empty, but you can easily find some stairs that lead you up into the windowed room. And so you come to this large room where presumably the ritual is happening. It is decorated with symbols, with rows of folding chairs and a center aisle. On a dais at the far end is a large, visible anomaly in midair. The anomaly, like Merlin said, it looks like maybe a black hole or some sort of portal, some sort of spherical, crackling energy object, and there are robed individuals surrounding it.
On a dais, on a dais, on a dais.
Surrounding it are a dozen cultists singing, chanting, and wailing while waving blood-red lit candles. And Arthur steps forward and boldly issues a challenge. Thou fiends, thou workers of chaos, we have come and I have awakened to rid the world of your energies once and for all. And it's at this point that and like all of you are behind him, essentially. And again, feel free to interrupt me at any time if any of your characters want to do something. You all notice that there's actually one figure around in the circle who is not robed, but has traditional armor on. And the person turns around, and you see Gwen Wright standing there. And she says, "Hello, Night Watch."
Oh.
Oh.
Wait.
Whoa.
Wait. So is this the Gwen that was with us before?
I said earlier that King Arthur led the four of you into the chapel.
What?
Whoa.
I understand why Elle doesn't like her now.
Gwen takes a few steps forward towards King Arthur, and Arthur says, "Wait, Guinevere, what are you doing? You need that. How could they have taken you so quickly? You were by my side just in the past hour." And Gwen puts up her finger and puts it up to Arthur's lips and says, "Shh.
Jeez.
It's okay. It's okay, darling. It's quite all right." She reaches for Arthur as if to hug him, but instead she grabs Excalibur and stabs him in the side. "It's quite all right, brother." And then Arthur just stares at Gwen, and he says, "It can't be. You are not Guinevere. You are Morgan Le Fay." "You interrupted my little show, brother." And she takes out the sword, and she stares at all of you. "I did say before, although none of you tuned into my podcast, I said before, have fun planning your demise." And she looks down at the crumpled body of Arthur and beheads him.
Can no one do anything to stop any of this?
Like that. I'm gonna swing at her.
She did it quickly enough. So.
I'm swinging at her.
Okay. Let us do. Should we end here, or?
Wow, are you sure this was King Arthur? He's kind of a.
He was still a bit frail as well,
He was
and
awesome.
she was
He
also
just had to be there.
She was the closest person to him as well at the time.
Elle's drawing her sword and screaming, "You witch!"
Yeah, so it is true. Gwen Wright was not Guinevere, but was in fact Morgan Le Fay. And right at this moment, when Arthur was beheaded, Excalibur and the eyes of the deceased Arthur begin to glow, and so does the strange anomaly as well. It seems that the ritual has been completed. It's entered its final phase. And we will commence the final battle next time.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Do you like creativity? Do you like bad creativity? Then have we got a podcast for you. I'm Emily Holman. I'm Erica Scott. And Grow Out of It is a podcast about laughing at, learning from, and loving our creative childhood selves. Join us as we read and review the embarrassing fiction we wrote in our youth and totally make fun of how bad it is. We've got warrior cats. We've got vampires. We've got assassins. And we've got shitty romances. If you want cringy stories, check out Grow Out of It on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Part of the Necropodicon Network.